And welcome back. So, thought starting off today's episode, I found another use for, let's jump in here, for calamari. And so today's recipe, we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. So we're going to use that to create, we created fish sticks in the last episode. But this time, we're going to go ahead and create some sushi. So I need calamari, some rice, some seaweed, and a cutting board. I have just a couple of those, so I went out and just grabbed them. Got the cutting board from my chest of stuff, rice, seaweed, and calamari. So let's give this a shot. We're about to have some sushi. And then we'll see how much it will make. We make two. So eventually I'll have to get some more rice. This could be a good recipe if you're living near the coast or you have plenty of water near you, as it seems like the squid always spawn in water. You can find the seaweed or grow the seaweed pretty easily. So that all seems to be like a great possibility. And I could turn this back into fish sticks if I want, or maybe I'll keep it and we'll try some of the other recipes, but I've got some sushi. It's hard to say without messing that up. So let's try this out. So that looked like about 3 hearts. That was pretty good. And what I think we'll do here is we'll go ahead and maybe let that last half of food go. But I think it's a hearty meal. So I think what that means, if I read this right, that maybe because of the way the hunger works in this mod, that it lasts longer. So let's just go ahead and fill it up. And so that's our recipe for the day from Pam's Harvestcraft. All right, so let me gather some materials and figure out what we're going to do next, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So I gathered up some materials, and what I want to do is I want to expand now out to where I'm going to do all my automation, because this area was mostly, as you recall from the other episodes, was the area where we kind of just did everything by hand and kind of was a starting area for me to play around and get going. But now I kind of want to start some of the automation, because if I'm going to do any big builds, I'm going to need lots of materials, so I'm going to need things that are automated. And I want to have that away from maybe the main area, just in case those machines are loud or they cause lag, those kinds of things. I'm going to move it out to another area, and I want to build it a little different. So the first thing I did was I built a backpack, and I've tried a couple of different backpacks. This one was made, as you can see here. Maybe I'll just show you real quick. So I made one of these backpacks, and basically to make a backpack you need leather, which you turn into this bound leather using, as you can see here, leather and string, which I used. And I think I made 8 of those. And then you cook these in a furnace, and that will give you the tanned leather, as you can see here, tanned leather. And then the tanned leather allows you to make a backpack, as you can see here. And then if you just put any type of color in, as far as a dye, you get that color backpack. So I made a black backpack, and that's a large one. So the large one gives me this much room. So pretty good. Not too bad. I've still got the bags, which are good. I could have done more golden bags, but I just thought this made more sense because these hold all the things I'm using constantly, like building materials in one. I'm using miscellaneous stuff and tools. Extra tools that I have are all listed here. And then I have just stuff I'm picking up, organics and foods and whatever junk is here. But to keep my rotary craft stuff all kind of separate, because that's what I'm going to use to do my automation, I thought, well, I'll just keep it in a backpack. So to start out, I did some research online, and I watched some different tutorials and videos and people doing rotary craft. And the first thing that comes to mind is it's pretty iron intensive. So this is not one of the mods that you probably want to start out with in the beginning, as you will have to have had some mining trips or some other way to have gotten ore already, whether you're using, one of the magic mods of Thaumcraft or something like that, to give you mass quantities of iron. Me, I've been playing for a while now. I've done several mining trips, and I finally accumulated enough. So I took 2 stacks of iron, and I ran those through my smeltery, and so that basically doubled it. And so I have 28 blocks and some bars. I did pick up some of the steel just in chests and stuff when I was out mining. I figured I looked at most of the recipes and they just seem really steel intensive, so that's going to be the big thing I'm going to have to do. And it looks like really to get started in steel, you need your blast furnace. So that was the first thing I made. If you want to see how that's made, you can just go ahead and we'll type it in here. Let's do blast. As you can see here. So just stone bricks and redstone, very cheap, nice and easy to make. And we'll figure out how that works, because that's going to turn our iron into the steel. Alright, so back to our backpack. I'm bringing canola seeds because that's one of the things that you can use to turn into fuel. The idea is to eventually automate a fuel farm of some sort. It looked like some of the recipes needed redstone, so I've got some of my redstone. I don't know if I have enough, but I have more, or we'll have to mine for more if I don't. There seemed to be gold in some of the recipes, so I have 8 blocks of gold and some bars. Don't know if that'll be enough. And then I brought some diamonds, although I didn't really see too many recipes with diamonds. Figured I'd bring them along. And the first kind of 3 tools that anybody recommends you build is the Rotary Craft Handbook, which is one of those things that's really kind of cool because it works like the other handbooks that I've been using already. So just some paper, redstone, and iron ingot, nice and easy to make. And we can put that in, and it gives you all the information. We'll see that as we go ahead and play around. A screwdriver, which is kind of like the equivalent of the wrench for this mod. And that was just simply one of those HSLA steel ingots, and I got that just out of a chest randomly in the world because I haven't made any yet. And then plank and stick. And then the angular transducer is the thing that allows you to see what your pieces of equipment is doing, whether they're outputting, if they're not doing anything, if they are doing something. We'll be able to use this to see what's going on. So think of it as almost like a meter to show me what energy and stuff's going on. Ender pearls were in a couple of the recipes, so I grabbed some of those. So I think that's all I'm going to bring in this case. So I think I've got everything I need in there. If not, well, when we get out there, we'll just have to go ahead and grab some more stuff. So next, I have my horse, and I'm using a golden lasso to keep him with me, which is a really handy thing to do. So we could use the horse to get out there. We could use the commando to fly out to the new area. But as I was so inspired by Lord Darkhair's tutorials, and I've been watching a lot of his channel, and I really like a lot of his builds, and I'm going to go through some of his tutorials and build some stuff on my world because they're just so cool. And him and then Jack Thunder was another one who's been doing some really cool stuff that I want to do too. So eventually I'm going to do that stuff. So inspired by those gentlemen, I thought, well, I wanted to attempt one on my own. So this is not following any tutorial. This is not using anybody's design. I just sat there and tried to figure it out myself. And I'll show you what I came up with. Now, this basically... To me, I think the other guys that I've seen online or on YouTube doing their tutorials and their spotlights and things like that, their planes and stuff look better. They just seem to have a better shape to them, and I was not able to build quite as pretty as they were. So mine is more of an ugly duckling, as you can see it coming onto the mini map now. But I wanted to build a PBY. Because I've been playing a lot of War Thunder also, and it was just a very cool American seaplane, and I thought, hey, what a great plane to do for Archimedes, was one that could land on water or land on land, either way, so that would look cool no matter where I put it. Plus, it was big enough that I could put stuff in it if I wanted to, like I could put some chests, or I could do something with it. So using that plan, I built my first plane, using just me figuring it out, and I had to base it on a few things of what I wanted to do inside, and I tried to build it on the outside. So here's the ugly duckling that I'm calling my PBY, Catalina. As as you can see here, one of the things I wanted to do was make it so that you could get in and that you could use it as a floating platform. It looks great on the mini map, maybe not so great when you're standing next to it, but you can see the big engines, you can see the floats, you can see the doors here, and this is where the forward gunner would have been if I would have had a gun emplacement. I have a door that I can close here. I have the co-pilot and pilot area would be listed here, or not listed, but this is where they would sit. And then I have some cargo area room, and these were where the back gun blisters were for the Catalina, were these two areas here. So trying to do a little bit of that, what I realized is it's a lot harder than it looks. Those guys do a great job building and making their things look good. It's hard to try to build to scale, I've realized, even though I tried to. This is the actual length and width of the Catalina itself based on what I thought was the correct scale, but it still didn't turn out quite the way I wanted it to because we're using, blocks to make everything. So, but it was close. And what's really nice about this is it's the Catalina. Oh, little glitch there. Hopefully that'll come back. There it goes. I want this bed because where we're going, I'll need a bed. All right, and actually I don't know if I have any of these things here. I'll just grab them. I probably do, but I could make more. All right, and I guess we're going to fly off just as it's getting into sunset. So not only is this the PBY the way I want it to look, but as you will be able to tell, I can go ahead and fly this Catalina. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to fly to the next area, and then I'll land and bring you guys back in, and then we'll start talking about the expansion. So stay tuned. All right, and here we are. So I picked an island because I thought, hey, what better way to land my PBY Catalina in the water? And also I wanted something that I could flatten out pretty quickly, so I didn't want to pick, any big mountains or anything. I'm going to level that out, and then it'll be nice that I can do all the mining out here in these ocean areas where you probably wouldn't normally do anything anyway. So I'll dig deep, and then, all the mining and stuff will happen out here. So we'll go ahead and check out our new spot. So this is our new little island. A little quick swim and a soak. So as you can see, the Catalina's sitting out in the water. I can fly that home when I'm ready. I'll flatten all of this out, and we will build our automated base. And it's not really too far from everything else, so it'll be something that I can easily fly back and forth, or sail a boat, or I can even maybe put ender chests at both locations and just make stuff easily to move, or maybe even some type of linked portal at some point. So, but for now, I'm just having a blast flying around in my planes and driving boats and all that kind of stuff. So Archimedes mod is just really fun for me. I really like it. So okay, I'm going to clear all this out, and I'm going to, let's see, where's the beach here? So we'll keep the beach, which is nice. I'm gonna level this whole thing out to this level. So instead of having you guys watch that, I'll just go ahead and dig that out, and then I will bring you back in again. Be right back. All right, as you can see, almost done. Sun is gonna set. I'm gonna put my bed down and sleep the night away, and then we'll go ahead and finish up the rest, and we're almost done. Be right back. All right, and we finished up, so that was nice and quick. Had lots of dirt and just a little bit of sand. This was mostly a dirt island. So we're all nice and flat, and then what we'll do next is we'll go ahead and just build our base probably right around the contours of, or I guess the outline of this island. So I'll leave some beach area here. And then we'll just build it kind of in the shape. So I'm going to put everything up one, so because I'm going to get tons of cobble anyways. So let's go ahead and just say, maybe this will be the front area. I'll probably leave some room to get around. Although it might look cool just to go right up to the end on certain parts of it. So other than that, let's just make an outline, see what we have. So I'm keeping kind of the beach, and I might expand that out a little bit. Actually, I might keep this open. This might lead off into a dock area. Keep an eye on the sun. All right. This I think we're going to keep right up to the water, like that. This almost feels like a hallway, maybe, over to another area. How do I want to do that? Let's go there, but I'll put some dirt in here. There we go. All right, that almost feels like a tower-like structure, so I'm going to keep that. Almost like another kind of tower area. And then I'll probably make this so it goes over that way. Maybe I'll use some of that dirt and fill this piece in, yeah. Just to give me some more area to work with. Oh, sun's gonna go down. I probably don't have enough cobble. Let's see if I do this to complete this, but we'll get a good start on it anyways. So far we just have the outline. It's cool to see the moon rising. All right. So I think you can kind of see what I'm doing here. I'll just get the outline, and then what I'm going to do is I'll start with this building here, or this section, and I'll close it off so it's safe from mobs, and begin the lower floors, upper floors, and then I can finish out all this area with all of the materials that I'll be getting from, hopefully from mining, automated mining of some sort. Rotary Craft has some things that we should be able to use. Yeah, it's probably fine. I think it has like a boring machine possibly, and we'll take a look once we get going. We want to get the basics going first, so we won't be there quite yet. How would that look? Almost like a tower and then a beach. Yeah, I think that would maybe come out to here. All right. So that's the start. I'm going to build something that spans that water and goes over to there. I'll fill all this in. This is just the ground level floor so far. And then I'll turn a lot of these areas into rooms and little tower areas maybe, or whatever. And then we'll also start digging down and building up. So you'll be able to see that progress as we go. So I think that's pretty good for now. I'll bring you back when we've got some more actual progress. All right, just to bring you back into a quick update. So I'm playing around with the wall structure. Still don't know what I'm going to do. That could all completely change. But I still have it mostly figured out, I think. I'm just going to play with different blocks and colors at this point. But this is going to be my first starting room of machines. This will probably end up being storage. There'll be a second level to this also, and then even possibly levels below. But this is where we're going to start. I'll get to this in just a second. So this will be, I think, just kind of my starting room. The production is going to be shipped out through here, which would be, is going to go to a dock, and I'm going to have a ship. And as far as RP purposes, and then I'll figure out, moving stuff in the game is different. But this will be kind of like the, there'll be a big door here, and this is where we'll ship things out. There should be a way in somewhere over here. Then we're going to have a couple rooms and some hallways here. We're going to be able to overlook this, and I'm going to turn this into a nice little area. And then this is where the actual mining and material gathering is. Right now I just went down pretty far. I ran into a cave that had, it looked like, I want to say a mine shaft area in it. So it's going to have plenty of that kind of thing. And this is where I'm going to start gathering materials to not only finish the build, but this is where all the materials will come from for the mass production of all the builds. And I'm mostly going to start just mining out all this stuff that's underneath here. So doing that, one of the biggest reasons I had to start that is, one, I needed more material, and two, I needed a bucket of lava as I put down our first blast furnace. And nothing was happening at first, so I wasn't too sure, and I was just taking a look, and it looks like it has to be heated. So one of the ways that you can heat it was some lava. So I went and got a bucket of lava, placed that block underneath, and now that has heat. Now I still believe the blast furnace requires fuel to do what it needs to do, and then from there I should be able to make some steel. So if I maybe I shouldn't put the fuel in quite yet. Let me grab some of my materials. Let's see here. So I've got my backpack, and we've got some iron ingots. That's what I was looking for. So just some iron ingots to try this out with. I'm guessing I can just put it in. So here we have iron ingots ready to go, but nothing's happening. So if I put a piece of coal in, 2 pieces of coal, all right. Let's just make sure it's not one of those. Oh. Okay. Is it possible the coal goes here and the iron ingot goes here? No. Okay, so obviously I need to look that up a little bit more. I didn't quite see how that works. I at least got it heated, but we'll have to figure out now how to go ahead and get it moving. It might need a signal, but I'll be right back. I'm going to check that, and I'll come right back in. All right. I think I found what I was missing. You do need coal as a fuel source, and you need gunpowder. Had I not, since I had not anticipated that, I don't think I brought very much gunpowder, and I might have to figure out a means of getting more gunpowder, because I don't think I'm really storing or keeping that very much. But I have at least 4, so we can start. And it does sound like not only do you need the coal and the gunpowder, you need a certain temperature, which has to be, I believe, above 600. And it sounds like the more iron you have in here, the more efficient the furnace is. So by only putting in, it looked like by putting in just a few, you got exactly that same amount. But it looked like if you were to put stacks of iron in here, you had a chance of getting bonus iron is what it looked like. So I don't know the exact ratios. You might want to look that up if you're trying that out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put all of my iron in here and see what happens. So I've got to go to my block here. I've got to get my blocks of iron, and let's go ahead and convert that into all of my ingots. I need space. I'm running out of room of stuff for now. Let's see. Let's put this there for now. And let's get rid of some of the building blocks. Okay. And so I'm going to finish this out. All right, so I have, that was 2 stacks of iron ore that I put in the smeltery, which doubled its output. And then I must have had just a few more on me also. But I'm going to try to put all of this into my furnace. So let's see, I guess. Let's start if it's just in one spot. Oh, it already started. So I guess I should just go ahead and do something like this. And I don't know how much we'll get because I don't know how much gunpowder I have. But we're making steel, which really for the rotary craft is the big deal. So that is all of it. It looks like it's cruising right along. 36. Let's see if I get any extra. I guess at this point it doesn't look like I've gotten any extra. No, it looks like 9999. But it hasn't used all my gunpowder, so it must not use one for every. Nope, it didn't there. So, okay. Well, we can go with that. I don't know. It won't stop, I don't think. I hope it uses these other slots. Yeah, good. All right, so I think we have got the first part of our production set, although I'm going to have to think about how am I going to get more gunpowder. But we've got plenty of steel coming in, and then we've hopefully have set up our new area. Oh, there's a little question mark here. Oh, there you go. 49% chance of a bonus with size of up to 100%. Also make bedrock ingots. Well, let's see how that works. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, and then I ran out. All right, so it's getting dark. All right, so I'm just going to end it there, and I will bring you back when we have some more update. That's our first machine in Rotary Craft, and we are getting started on our automation. We're not quite there yet, but we're working on it. We'll see you in the next episode.